So let's talk about more about Event Hubs and streams. Okay. So earlier session, I was saying that Event Hub is usually to capture the events, okay, from the producers and pass it to the event consumers through event processors. Okay, that's what Event Hub does. So Event Hub is highly scalable publish subscribe service that can ingest millions of events per second and stream them into multiple applications. So it is a service usually, so which takes millions of events per second. In sense, with the high processing speed, it consumes all the events, okay, and further stream them and process to the and send to the next application or next service or consumer or processor, right? So as I was saying, Event Hub can be anything. Say suppose in the social media have your Twitter, we get series of tweets, okay, and you want to analyze the series of tweets for the pattern, or say suppose for the kind of a taking like which is the burning topic, which is rotating or which is happening in the Twitter, okay, or which is the trending topic, okay. So for that we need to analyze, then we will get series of events, right, series of tweets we need to analyze, okay. For such a kind of thing, a Event Hub can capture those records. Say suppose in a bank transaction, so you have like credit card, you have account, and you find a series of you perform series of transactions, right, and those are all events, the transactions whatever you are performing, like events in the stream wise, okay. So the Event Hub will capture those series of events whatever you performing, then to process further, okay. So Event Hub is the exclusively used for processing or capturing those, ingesting those events, right? And if you see here, data sent to Event Hub can be transferred and stored by using any real-time analytics provider or batch storing adapter. So Event Hub will take the data, okay, take the data from the publisher. Yesterday I was saying we have publisher, right? Event ingestion will be done by Event Hub, then event processing, that is stream analytics, then the consumer can be a Power BI report or a database or anything, right? So if you see here, data sent to Event Hub can be transferred and stored using any real-time analytics. Here real-time analytics, yesterday we were talking about the stream analytics. So we have publishers, okay, so the publisher will publish the events, okay, and these all events, if you see here, those will be transferred or ingested with the help of Event Hub, right, and with the data stream that will be processed and will be finally sent to the subscriber is the one who consumes this events, okay. So some of the some of the scenarios we have, like fraud detection, as I was saying, application logging, like we have series of loggings from one of the application, okay, then you need to capture all the events, then you use this, okay. Analytical pipelines such as click streams, we have click streamings, okay. Live dashboarding, say suppose in the same bank transaction, if you're saying you need to generate reports or you need to streaming all the transactions to the let's say suppose a Power BI report, okay. So this Event Hub can capture all the events from the source and send it to the Power BI. Archiving the data, right? Say suppose you have many transactions which needs to be archived all the events, then Event Hub can capture that and finally do the archiving. And transaction processing in the sense, like what the same like bank transactions, okay. A bank transactions you want to consume and you want to store or process somewhere, right? Then the Event Hub will take care of it. User telemetry processing in the sense device telemetry processing. Telemetry in the sense, telemetry can be anything, so which are particular to a particular user or a device. So suppose you're driving a car, okay, and you're driving a car and you need to capture that a telemetry of the data, okay. Then what are the telemetry data can be? The telemetry data can be the location of your car, like you say suppose you're driving from here to Hyderabad to Mumbai or Pune, okay, and Event Hub would capture all the telemetry data. The telemetry data can be a weather report of that particular location, okay, and the driving speed, of the driver, with how much speed he is driving. Okay, and say suppose the signal, how much toll he has been recording or like paying. Okay, so these are all the telemetry data for that particular user. So these are all will be captured, can be captured with the Event Hub, right? Say suppose in the insurance domain, so there will be so much of telemetry data for drivers and all. Okay, so insurance companies has to track them and process them, to pump them, so that they will be analyzed whenever whenever a, what do you say, a insurance claim has been raised. Okay, so whenever insurance claim raises, what happens, the insurance company will track all the telemetry data of that particular user, then it will decide based on that. Okay, so this Event Hub will help to capture such kind of all kind of events. Okay, so so while talking about stream analytics, I was saying a publisher is the entity which sends the data. So your publisher can be suppose a factory is there, a factory IoT mechanism, that is a publisher. Okay, so suppose in the signaling, we have a signaling mechanism, in the traffic signal we have that signals, and which has IoT devices fixed to that to analyze the traffic. So there the publisher is the traffic signals IoT devices, right? And an event is a small packet of information that contains a notification. Events can be published individually or in batches, but a single publication can't exceed 1 MB. So usually all the events, whatever is talking about, the event is kind of a packet which has all the notifications saying that okay, this amount of traffic is there, this transaction is performed. Okay, so this all comes with the pack. Okay, and event cannot exceed 1 MB data size. Okay, this is important from the exam point of view. An event is a small packet of information that contains a notification. Okay, this, sorry, it got repeated. So usually, so event takes the data in the form of packet from the publisher, and the Event Hub will ingest the data, and through data streams it will be published further. Okay, and here Event Hub will have two things. One is Event Hub namespace and Event Hub. So Event Hub namespace is the actual one. It like actual resource which we would create for creating the events. Okay, and the Event Hub will create out of Event Hub namespace. Okay, so Event Hub namespace can have any event hubs. Okay, so once you create event hubs, you also will create the consumers. So consumers are the ones which consumes these events. Okay, so when you generate events, so for better partition mechanism, for better processing mechanism, you will create some of the consumers. So consumers will, so what you will do, say suppose you have 3 events. Okay, say suppose 2 events, say 2 event hubs saying like which capture all the events. Then what you do, you assign that one event to one consumer group, you then assign one event to one consumer group, and within the consumer group again there will be series of consumers, set of consumers which consumes this data from the events and process further. Okay, that's how the Event Hub takes place. And coming back to stream analytics flow, so yesterday I was saying, so we have say like we have ingest, analyze and deliver. Okay, from the stream analytics point of view. So ingest, the publisher can be IoT devices, log files, customer data, financial transaction, or weather data. Say suppose you have like India, what is the weather and what is the humidity, what is the rain forecast, what is the temperature. This keeps on changing, right? So this should be log, this should be ingested at regular intervals, right? So and business applications and customer financial transactions, the bank transactions, the logs or IoT devices. So these all will be ingested with into Event Hub, or sometimes they will be populated to the blob storage, or sometimes they will be ingested with the IoT Hub. Say suppose your device is IoT device, say suppose factory device, or say suppose you have electricity distribution or water distribution, then you will use the IoT Hub which consumes this data, right? So you will consume this data, then the stream analytics will consume this data and process further, which I was talking about. So Stream Analytics will process the data, and apart from the processing, it has reference data and real-time data. So in the sense, like if you have like Azure ML service, right, machine learning mechanism, so it will also give some data into that. So then it will process these events, then it will take the reference data and real-time processing data, then it will collate all this, then it will analyze it, then finally it will deliver it to the publisher. Okay, so the publisher can be a Power BI reporting, it can be a storage device, it can be Azure data warehouse, like Synapse Analytics, it can be anything. So it will have publisher, right, publisher, then the event producer, event processor, then event consumer. So this is the basic Stream Analytics flow. And streams already I mentioned. So streams are the ones which process the data. So we have two types of streams, live stream and on-demand stream. And we have event producers and all. Yeah. And Windows function. So within the Stream Analytics, whenever you are performing some stream processing, okay, so performing operation on data content temporal window is a common pattern. Stream Analytics has native support of Windows function. So whenever you are processing the data, okay, whenever you are processing the data with the Stream Analytics, okay, there will be series of like there is some set of you predefined Windows functions you need to understand. So in the sense, Windows function says how do you process the streams. Say suppose I want to process last 10 minutes, okay, or I want to process last 15 minutes 15 minutes transactions, 15 minutes stream events, and within the 15 minutes I want to process whichever is coming for every 5 seconds or which are coming for every 10 seconds, that I need to process. So based on that, we have 4 types of Windows functions. One is the tumbling window, hopping window, sliding window, session window. So tumbling window function used to segment a data stream into distinct time segment and perform function against them. So say suppose, so it's a fixed one. So data stream into fixed one. So tumbling window talks about a distinct time segment. Say suppose last 10 for every 10 seconds, okay, for every 10 seconds, how many tweets are coming? Okay, so say suppose from 5:10 to in 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, for every 10 seconds, whatever the tweets are coming, I want to capture that count. Then you'll use the tumbling window. Okay, next hopping. Hopping window function hop forward in time by a fixed period. Okay, hopping means jumping from one time to another time in a fixed period. Okay, so every 5 seconds give me the count of tweets for the last 10 seconds. In the sense, within the time frame, again you want to capture the tweets, or you want to capture the tweets for every 5 seconds, how many counts are coming in the last 10 seconds, hopping from one time zone to another time zone. In the sense, say suppose 10 seconds is there in the last time, okay, from first 5 seconds to next 5 seconds, we need to hop and we need to count the numbers. Okay, then we'll use the hopping window. Sliding window. Sliding window output events only for points in time when the content of the window actually changes. Okay, so in the sense, we'll use based on a condition. Okay, say suppose you have a topic, say suppose we have a topic of Diwali. Okay, so how many tweets are coming on the Diwali? Okay, more than 10 times. Okay, content window actually changes, so more than 10 times for a topic. So in the sense, topic based one, say suppose Diwali is there, otherwise there is some some festival, or say suppose corona vaccine. Okay, in the corona vaccine, for this topic, how many tweets are coming based on the topic? So it basically based on the content of the window. In the sense, a topic, based on the topic, we'll check the tweets you want to check the content. Then you will do the sliding. Then the session window function, group events that arrive at similar time, filtering out periods of time where there is no data. So what is the session will do? So session will take care of the data. Say suppose with the same tweet example, session will group all the events, okay, wherever there is data is present. Okay, so in the last 10 seconds, I will capture all the tweets, okay, wherever there is the data. So it will filter out the data is not present. Then it will take only wherever the data is present. Okay, so these are the mechanisms you need to just need to remember for the exam point of view. And these are the window function which generally we use while processing the data in the stream analytics. So otherwise you don't need to like go in deep, do a deep dive for the for interview or some purpose, but just you need to understand from the exam point of view. So I was saying here, so for every 10 seconds, the tumbling window says, suppose you want to capture the data, same data from the tweet stream I was talking about. So this is the basic in the form of the query for better understanding. So it's a group by time zone, tumbling window, seconds 10. So for every 10 seconds, whatever the tweets are coming, you're capturing here. Okay. Hopping window, same second for last 10 seconds. Okay. For last 10 seconds, for every 5 seconds, how many tweets are coming, then you'll go for the hopping window. Sliding window, it's based on the topic. So sliding window second of 10, in the sense for the last group by topic here, right? I was saying group by topic. Suppose for the corona vaccine, in the last 10 seconds, okay, for whenever there is a set of tweets more than 10, then you just take the capturing of that. Okay. Session window, so it will take last 10 seconds for every 5 seconds, capture the window, capture the tweets in the last 5 minutes, wherever there is the data present. Okay. So this is a high level examples of the basic window functions which you would use in the stream analytics. Right now here, yeah, got any doubt?
Yeah, Purushottam, hopping will come under tumbling.
No, these are these are the distinct windows. So tumbling will come, tumbling will take care of fixed time length. Okay, for every 10 seconds and all. But hopping window will go back. It can go back and say that for every in the last 10 seconds, for every 5 seconds, how many are coming. So within the time frame, it will capture. Again, it will divide the things, divide the time frame into another time frame again.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually the question can be based on the topic, you want to group it. Based on when the topic changes, you want to group it. Then which window function you would use? You said the sliding window. Okay. And say suppose in the based on the session, you want to filter out the tweets where then there is no data. Then which one you'll use? Session. Say that you want to use the distinct one. Then you'll say tumbling. Okay, so you just need to understand the definition. So so you can expect a couple of questions on the windows in the exam, right? So that's about the stream analytics, and let us create a stream analytics which captures the data. So here, let me share my screen. So let us capture some of the data from the Event Hub IoT device and see how the patterns looks like. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, this is my screen. So let me create first I will create a IoT stream. Okay, then after IoT, I'll create the stream analytics to give the or to process that IoT data. Okay, so I'll go for IoT stream, IoT hub. So I'll create a IoT hub over here. IoT publisher, IoT source, I'll say. Now IoT, this is the hub which captures all the data now. So okay, I'll give public access. So we have various tiers based on the process. So if you have like a more IoT transactions are coming which needs to be captured, so I will take based on that. So basic tire, standard tire. So I'll go for the standard tire for now. And IoT hub units in the same way, like we have DTUs and DWs. Here we have IoT units. How many you want to use the IoT hub skill? So you can use.
There is one free tire is there. Purushottam, in that?
Yeah, free tire is also there. So I'm not sure whether it works for all options. So let's take free tire only. So which takes pricing per skill F1, messages per day 8,000. Okay, it will process 8,000 messages per se. And of course the cars will be even, and there won't be any difference. This Defender is the latest one. So usually it for threat protection and all on the IoT hub actually. So let's see, and the shared access policy, I'll use the basic one, assign the IoT hub data contributor role. So yeah, on the IoT hub, I will use the data contributor role so that I can consume the data without any issues. So here the partition. So in a sense, how many so when the data is coming, how many partitions you want to do. So here we create.
The TLS 1.0 will work.
I think it will work. I just ignored that. So the default one, I took that.
Generally, we are using 1.2. That's why.
Okay. So I'm very weak in the web programming. So that is the reason I usually avoid discussion on top of that. So usually it's for more of security, right?
This is we are using for credit card transactions.
Yeah, it's basically handles for the more security thing, right? The TSN?
Yes.
So TST versions talks about more of security implementation.
Yes.
Yeah. So this IoT is coming. Let's see. So as this is happening, so let's create the stream analytics as well. Stream analytics job as well. So I created 2 and watch me running. Why it's running? Let me see that. Okay, this looks like this has been done. So go to resources. Okay. Now here you can see all the things. So what is the resource group? What is the host name, pricing tier, all things, activity log and events, like whatever the events it captures, you can see here, and the devices. Okay. So what you need to create a device to capture the data over here, and the configuration you can see. And here device is an important one which you need to find out, which you need to create to consume or to capture the events. Okay, here I'll say device 1 IoT. I'll use case. So I'll just use the default one for authentication and connect this device to IoT hub. I will do that. So there is no parent. It can have a parent devices also with the parents. So I just created the device. I'll go here. Okay. Now here device ID, primary key, secondary key, these are all the connection activities, connection strings for connecting the IoT hub. Here the important will be primary connection string, which I will take primary connection string. I'll note it down somewhere so that I will apply this into the event hub. All right. So this is done now. So now we created a IoT hub. Then we added a device to the IoT hub. The device is used to capture or to connect to the IoT hub. So I'll go here, and once it is done, now I need to take care of stream analytics job. So let me delete this. I'm not sure why I forgot to do that. Type in your job name. Stream sample job I will do. Let me delete this. It's taking so much of space. Let me delete this as well. Okay. Now go to Stream Analytics job. Let me create a new one. Stream IoT job city. Okay. Now resource group, I'll use the existing one. Location. So hosting, I use only within the cloud, not on the on-premise. And streaming unit, I'll take only one. One is enough. Let's take two. It's not coming to. Okay, at a time only hopping to 3. So I just created the streaming job now. So you have Stream Analytics job over here. Okay. Now here, so what I will say is, so within the stream we have input, output, and query, which processes the data. So I'll say what is the input now. So as I mentioned, input can be 3 types for the Stream Analytics: Event Hub, or IoT Hub, or Blob Storage. Yesterday I was showing Blob Storage, so we'll see that again. So we'll see IoT Hub now. So IoT Hub is the Stream Analytics. So what is the input alias stream input? Okay, so select the IoT Hub from subscription. So I have only one IoT Hub, so by default it created, and I don't have any consumer groups. I just leave it as it is. Shared access policy name, these are all the by default option. I'll use this. So I'll say save. Okay, now input has been added. Now let's go back to output and see what is the output I can do. So output can be, so I mentioned output can be again a event hub, a SQL database, table storage, service bus, Cosmos DB, Power BI, Azure function. Even you can load the data into Azure Stream Analytics, Synapse Analytics, that is for data warehousing purpose, right? Now I will say here blob storage. So I want to capture that and I want to store in the blob storage. So I'll say stream output, right? Stream output. And here, let's see, have something. So I have already storage account, which I've created. I'll use that. And here I'll use the container called stream op. Okay, stream output. Okay, you can use anything over here. So I'm just using that whatever is available over there. Or you can create a new one also if you want. If you wish to create a new one under the same storage account, you can create. Let me use the same the stream output. Now let me save this. Right now I have created input and output, and input is from the IoT, output is into the blob container. Right now let's see the query. Why it's not giving the data? Let me go to that storage account. Let me create a new storage account, otherwise just to create this now. So even you can find some of the articles, some of the online articles where you can process the tweets data. So I was saying about inputs can be a blob storage, input can be a IoT device, input can be event hub. So you can capture the events from the Twitter, and you can send them as well. So here I'll create a container. Create a container stream OP. I'll give anonymous access. Okay, now I'll go here. Let's see stream analytics, whatever I created, IoT PC job DE. Here, let me go to output, which was giving issue. Stream output. And what is the storage account? I'll select here. Stream ADLS storage. And stream output is the one which I created, and use connection string and save it. So it will validate the connection and see, okay, now its connection is validated. Now I'll go to query, and within the query I'll say what is the out. So what does query does? It will give a query. So in the same SQL format, you can write all types of the query to get the data from the input and write into the output. Say suppose you want to filter the data, and you want to regroup the data from the input, you can do everything over here. So I'll take a simple example of without any this one. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to get the data from the stream input. Okay, so which is the IoT device. I want to write the data into stream output. Okay, so stream input is configured, stream output is configured, everything is done. Now the let me save this query. Right now, next thing is, now we need to find out a streaming IoT data, right? So for IoT data we have, where is that gone? Yeah, so IoT data we have. Azure provided a sample Raspberry application simulator. So where actually it connects, it acts like a IoT device. Okay, so with which will provide some of the endpoints, and you can connect to that. You can process the data for practice purpose. So here I can choose this one. So this is a simulator which process data. So currently it's not working. It's not running now, so which you need to run. So it has all the what parameters and all. Now here I need to add the device which I've created earlier, right? If you remember, for IoT device I added a device. So I will add the device over here by using the connection string which I captured. So I created a IoT hub. I created a device. I captured the primary connection string on that, and I will copy over to here. Where is that? That's it. This is the only thing which you need to capture. That's it. Now you updated everything now over here. Okay, so now this device is connected to this particular IoT device, is connected to that particular IoT hub which we have created. Now I will say run. Okay, now when I say run, what happens? It sends series of what do you say? It's series of events. Okay, series of IoT events. Okay, saying that what is the temperature is there, what is the humidity is there. Basically, it's a device which captures the temperature and humidity outside the weather. Okay, now it capturing, and if you see it is running, it's sending all the things. Now it is sending to that device that I would have, which I captured, which I created. Now I need to capture that. I need to get the data from that IoT. I want to pass it, right? So for that, what I need to do, I need to create the, I need to run the job now here. So this is the job which will do that processing now. Now what I do, I'll just start the job. So which gets the data from my input and write it into the output. Now here you can have multiple options. Now we have streaming unit 3, so which takes care of the processing speed, and here even you can schedule that as well, saying that okay, you just start now, not immediately and all. So now we'll say only now I want to start immediately the job to get the data. So I'll just start. Now once you start the data, it will start capturing the data and write it into the output stream. So you can find out any IoT device, and if you are good in programming, then you connect that with this, then you can start playing around. So this has been started now, right? Now it started getting the data. Now go back to this stream, the storage account which you have created. Now let us see if it is getting the data out of it. Okay, now the data is started coming over here into this. And if you see here, if you see the data, it will capture all the data, whatever is coming from there. See the temperature, humidity, the time, the partition ID, everything I would have, what is I would have, all the data, whichever is coming from there, it will start capturing the data. Right? Say suppose you can add multiple conditions, saying that where having temperature is greater than 27, where humidity is this one. Okay, you can filter the data, you can group the data, you can count the data, saying that count star where temperature is greater than 21. Like you can perform all the analytics on top of it and like capture the data, right? So this is how we can even capture the data from the IoT device as well. Right? And even you can capture the data from the streams as well. Let me see, I created a stream yesterday. So we have, oh sorry.
So Purushottam, how
Yeah.
many times this streaming will happen, or it will continue process?
It will continue process till it gets triggered, right? So it's going on. So based on the tier which you select, so 8,000 is a free tier, so 8,000 messages it will capture. So based on the tier, otherwise it will continue doing that. So it is a stream in the sense what it goes on, right? So you need to capture the data at regular intervals. And before that, go to here and stop my job. I no longer need this. Okay, so that is done. Now let me go to the storage account which I have created. Okay, so here I have like I created two devices, stream input and stream output, two containers. Okay, now in stream input, what I've done is I created a JSON data. Okay, in the JSON data I created, So you know that, right? JSON data, how the data would be. So all the data will be there in this format. Now here I want to capture what is the longitude and longitude of this and get the data into the output. Okay. So here what I will do here, I'll go here. I'll create a stream analytics job. So I'll use the cloud. So here this is done, stream analytics job. I'll go here. Now input whatever I have. So I'll say, so two things are there, three things are event hub, IoT, and blob storage. IoT already we have seen. Now let's see blob storage. Stream input. Now here, what is that? Yeah, mount is the one which I have. And here I have stream input. So let's take connection string. Stream input is the one which has my data, which is in the JSON format. Save it. Now that is done. Same thing, I'll do the output. So output, I'll say same blob storage. Stream output. Right here, I need to take into stream output. So I'll say connection string authentication mode. Save it. Now input output has been done. Now I need to go back to the query and process whatever the data I have. So here stream input. What is the stream output name? Stream output. Now from stream input. Say suppose I want to get the data only some data, only latitude and longitude. Stream input and a stream output. Okay. Now I need to have only latitude and longitude. So here that is there in the coordinates one, right? So let me copy that the text over. Okay. So I have only two things, latitude, longitude, which I need to capture. So now here I'll say test query. There is no data. So let me quickly go through here. So I'll go for home. Go to what is the storage account I have? This one, right? So let me go over here and see why it's not showing. Stream input. Go here. Okay, I got the issue. What is the issue? So let me download this. Now again upload this. Now that has been overwritten. I just deleted it. So go to query. Now it's showing the data. Okay. So why it's the issue is whenever already I processed the data actually. So whenever you process the data, that will not be considered, saying that it will check that it will kind of a bookmark that saying that it already processed. So yesterday I processed that. That is the reason it will. It's saying that there is no available data. So once the data is processed, it will not care next time. Stream input and now you can test the query here.
That is stream input, Purushottam.
Oh, sorry, I did not remove that. Yeah. Now you can test the query. So I'll say what are the values are the latitude, longitude. Those are coming here. But just save the query over here. Now go to my job and start the job over here. I want to start immediately. Let's do that. For some reason it's not writing the data. I'm just trying to debug that, but this is how usually we do from blob to blob. Let's see this time if it is done. You started successfully. Now here, go here and go to stream output. It is not writing. This is where I got stuck actually. I'm not sure. I tried multiple times. Somehow it's not writing. So the thing is that it should write the same thing over here. That's it. There's nothing else. Latitude, longitude values, it should write here, but not writing that. I will check that once. So yesterday I spent good amount of time while for debugging that, but somehow it's not writing. I need to see that. But otherwise, this is how you do input output from the ADLS to ADLS. So that's all which are needed for you for Streams, IoT, and Event Hub. That should be good enough for you for